Hey everybody, I am in beautiful Japan and we are having a fantastic trip and I want to share it with you. First day we got into Tokyo and the craziest thing happened. I found out that Jeremy Colin is in Tokyo, and so we rushed to the train station to meet him for 5 minutes.
This is Big Germ, my best friend, ages 6 to 10, something like that. My neighbor growing up.
Jeremy Colin is a pro disc golf athlete, also the host of JomezPro. And coincidentally, he was also my best friend growing up. And he was always a little bit taller than me, but as you can see in this photo, he grew, and now they called him Big Germ. And I got to hang out with him for 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, we're pretty far away from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Here with my wife.
So
and
good,
I'm running into Asher? Are you kidding?
See ya, bye-bye.
Caused a scene, his train was leaving, and so we pulled into the taxi place and everybody was yelling at us and we blocked traffic, and it was worth it. It was totally great. And then we took the tiny little square Japanese car that we rented and we drove up to Gunma, and our plan was to take our pack rafts, we'll park at the bottoms, take the train up, and then raft down. But we ran into this guy, Grassy, and he drove us up to the top of the river, way past the train station, to the secret local hotspot, and it was so good. Kayaking through this canyon and through the trees. Of course, the water level was really, really low, but we had a fantastic time.
Wow, look at that. Carbs on carbs. I have a noodle sandwich. It's
At the bottom part, it goes through a beautiful canyon. The water here is so clear and it is so deep. It's just a fantastic time. And we could see the mountains behind us covered in snow. Unfortunately, not enough snow. Normally this time of year, the water level would be higher, but because this year the snowpack was less, it wasn't melting as much.
It's a grapefruit. 可以啊，可以吃。葡萄柚。可以吃。谢谢 River.
After that, we headed up to the Shima River and we found this awesome hot spring. It was like beautiful, like Yeshi Wenchuan.
So we're walking around rural Japan and we're looking for hot springs, wild hot springs. We can't find the hot spring, but check this out. Wow, that looks amazing. So now we're going rafting. Unplanned rafting trip. Woohoo!
And then we kayaked down the river through like the hot spring resort area, which was a lot of fun. There's another hot spring on the way, like just an open public hot spring.
This is amazing. Wow, hot spring in Japan, totally free on the side of the river. So I guess we're supposed to be naked, but I don't feel like taking my wetsuit off. So you're not seen by the people around you. You put that barrier there, and then you can be naked in public.
And as we went through the forest, we had to stop because there's a dam on the other side, so we have to get out before the dam. So we saw this bridge, and we thought we'd get up and cross it, and so we could like climb up on the bridge. But then there's like a snake. There was a snake on the bridge.
Now what? Yeah, he's right in the middle.
We didn't know what to do. We don't know if it's poisonous or not. And then these people came out like yelling at us. So we thought they were saying like the bridge was dangerous, and we could see there's a snake on it. It's dangerous. So we skipped and we found another way out, which was also a bit sketchy.
Careful, the monkey nails.
What? You okay?
Yeah. We kept thinking there was ways out, but they just went into like private places. And eventually we did get out. Then those people who were yelling at us came out and said, like, it's okay to kayak here. There's no laws. But there's a lot of naked people in the tubs, in the private baths. I think they probably don't understand the visual because actually there's no way we can look up and see anybody, but they can all look up and see us. But we wear life jackets. We don't kayak naked, so no problem. And that section was like really fun. But afterwards, like we realized that the lower section would have been even better. So the lower section had more water and a better gradient. And so next time we come back, we'll do the lower section. And that also goes into this awesome lake, which was just beautiful. Like the water here is so blue. It's just incredibly blue. And it is super, super nice. Here, for most of the reservoirs, you're allowed to swim in them, you're allowed to kayak in them. They don't have all these obnoxious rules that they have in Taiwan, which also creates a lot of tourism around the lakes and just makes them super nice. So we went over to Chichibi. It's like an hour-and-a-half drive, and we stayed at this log cabin in the mountains, which is super nice.
今天住的地方是一个日本人的家。我觉得一个美国人跟一个日本人在讲中文很好笑。
Near the Ashikawa River. We didn't really know where to go, so we just kind of went there, checked it out, saw the water was okay, hopped in a bus, went up to the top, and jumped into the river, and that was a beautiful, beautiful, fantastic river. It's super fun, super easy, and super beautiful. Just going through these canyons, yeah, just spectacular views.
Wow.
Cool.
Hi.
Going good. So nice here.
Had a fantastic time until we got past the first dam, and then it was just full of all these crazy rock, really difficult to go through, a lot of siphons, a lot of sieves, a lot of just hazards everywhere, very dangerous. So we just kind of walked around most of that. And then after the second dam, there wasn't really much water. So if any of you guys are thinking about rafting in Japan, definitely that upper section is the place to be. And after that, our new buddy Grassy over in Gunma, he hooked us up with another raft guide in Saitama. This is the Tama River. Yeah, they're wild. So we did like a first descent. So we went way up in the mountains, far from any sort of like the commercial rafting. There in kayaks, him and his son. Started at the top. We had no idea what was going to be down there. And of course, anytime you have a first descent, you have a lot of first descent problems. So we started going down and we immediately kind of encountered probably like a 20-meter waterfall just into this narrow gorge. No way down it. We had to go up and around and then throw the rafts down, throw the kayaks down.
Am I stuck in the...
Maybe. And then I just keep pulling up and down with the rope.
Yeah.
And then even the next waterfall, we couldn't go down as well. So we had to go down that with ropes. Lincoln's awesome. You know, anybody can get you into a mess. Lincoln's the guy who can get you out of a mess. So that was really fantastic having him around. Real good, taking care of everybody. And also his son, who's 14, really good paddler. From there, we continued down and we encountered quite a few places that we had to get out of the water and walk around. A lot of like big waterfalls with kind of messy stuff at the bottom, a lot of logs, you know, with siphons under them, sieves and things like that, strainers. And also a lot of really, really fun, beautiful rapids where the river, which is not a high water level, but then it gets constrained in these narrow canyons. And it was just really fun flowing through these canyons. Real good, a lot of fun.
Fun, huh?
We damaged our boats kind of in the beginning when we were throwing them over the waterfalls. So we were both running like a little bit low air, a little bit less good paddling position, but we were able to, just slap some tape on it, keep going, and had a fantastic time. And then the next day, fix them up, no problem. And then for our last day of rafting, we decided to take it easy, and we went on the commercial rafting route on Tama River, and that was super, super cool. This is this is the kind of thing I would really like to see in Taiwan. There's just so many people out there, rafting and kayaking, and there was people in squirt boats, people in canoes, people in pack rafts, people in rafts, and everybody was just having a good time, and people were practicing, people were playing, and people were bouldering on the side, and people were camping in the river, and it was just a really friendly and inclusive atmosphere, and you can talk to people and say hey, and that's kind of what we're trying to get to with the Xiaofei pack rafts, trying to create that kind of community. So hopefully maybe in Taiwan in the future, but we will definitely come back to Japan. Had such a fantastic time. The river here, the culture here, the food here, it's all quite nice. Fantastic place to vacation. Anything you want to add, Yancy?
I think it's quite nice to have the train and the bus and everywhere. You just don't need to worry about your heavy car or forget your key somewhere. And it's a really special thing to see. You see the rocks are covering with white powder, and you realize that's the favorite rocks the people are doing the bouldering And also they're doing a lot of fun stuff by the river, like a picnic, or just watching people paddling or camping. 就是可以在溪里面看到所有人做他们想要做的事情，而不是假日的时候都是待在市区 shopping and I don't know what people do on the weekend. I'm sorry, but that's what people do here. It's pretty interesting.
All the raft guides and all the rafting companies, they all seem to sort of work together. They don't hate each other. They're friends. And so, when we damage our boats, we just go around to all the different companies, and, this raft guy company is that, hey, you got any tape, you got any of this, you got any of that, and everybody's friendly and everybody's cool. And it was really nice to be in that kind of supportive community for outdoor sports. And, they do other sports too. Everybody's, all the rafters, they also canyon and all the, or ski, snowboard, whatever. And it didn't seem like there's these really tight-knit, close groups like you form in Taiwan who are after each other, and they view all their competitors as enemies and so anyway, small nitpick, but that was fun. Hopefully later, with the park and that kind of things, the rafting park, we can build those communities in Taiwan as well.